Hi there. Do you feel like you need clarity? You need clarity about where you're going next. And sometimes maybe things just feel so busy and so overwhelming that you keep moving forward, but you know you need to stop and get clear about where you're going and what steps you need to take next. Well, if that's the case, I've got a few questions for you because clarity is so very powerful. But I think in our very busy, overdriven, overwhelming world, sometimes we don't stop to get the clarity we need. And that's a big mistake. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to just self-coach. I'm going to give you a few questions that you can ask yourself when you need clarity. Whether you need clarity in your finances because you just don't even know what's coming and going, or maybe you need clarity in a relationship because you don't know where the relationship is going, or you keep encountering the same issues in the relationship. Maybe you need clarity in your career because you want to make a transition of some sort, or you want to figure out how to go to the next level. Whatever the case, ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, what exactly is it that you are unclear about? What are you unclear about? So this helps you to really narrow your focus. For example, if you feel like your career path seems really foggy right now, what is it that you're unclear about exactly? Is it what the opportunities are in front of you? Where you could land 3 or 5 years from now if you continued on your current trajectory? Are you trying to figure out whether or not you could change careers altogether, and what would that look like? It's important to pinpoint exactly what it is that you're unclear about, because then you can understand what information you need to gather, who you might talk to, etc. So that leads to question number 2. After you pinpoint what you are unclear about, I want you to ask yourself, what specific information do I need in order to get clarity? What information do you need to gather? Sometimes it's a matter of doing your own research. Sometimes it is a matter of talking to people who've been there and done that. Sometimes it's getting coaching. And you know what? Sometimes it's about you sitting down and taking the time to make your own plan. You might already know what to do, but life's been moving so fast that you just haven't put the plan together. So number 2, what specific information will give you clarity? Now, in a relationship, for example, sometimes you need to ask the other person about their expectations, or you need to set some expectations and get an understanding of whether or not they will be able to meet them. And that leads to question number 3. What decision will clarity empower you to make? What decision will clarity empower you to make? When you get clarity, at that point you're able to say, okay, this means that I need to go back to school because I just figured out that for where I want to go in my career, I need some more training. This could mean in a relationship that you make a decision to change the terms of the relationship. Perhaps you figure out you're not both trying to go in the same direction. You don't both have the same vision for the relationship. And so you are free to move on and engage in a relationship that really is mutually beneficial. I don't know what it looks like for you, but what I do know is that once you get clarity, you can start making decisions. When you get financial clarity, for example, you can understand, okay, here's how much I can start saving now. Here's how quickly I could start paying off debt. Oh, you know what? I'm not making enough money. I need to start making a plan for negotiating higher pay or perhaps moving into a new job. You figure out what it looks like for you, but clarity empowers you to make really good decisions. And then here's number 4. Why is that decision important for me right now? Why is it important for me right now? You know, there are so many areas where sometimes we feel like we need clarity, but not every area requires a decision right now. Get clear about whether or not you need to be making decisions just yet. Sometimes our fear of uncertainty and our impulse to control things can cause us to try to force decisions that it's not time for yet. So ask yourself that question. What Why is that decision important for me right now? So you're really looking at, what decision does clarity empower me to make? And then you're asking, why is that decision important for me right now? You might discover, and sometimes we do, that areas where we're unclear, we're not yet meant to be clear. We need to just be patient because it's not time yet. And that's okay too. But if you do need clarity, ask yourself these 4 questions. Number 1, what exactly is unclear to me right now? Number 2, what information would give me that clarity? Number 3, what decision will that clarity empower me to make? And number 4, why is that decision important right now? All of these questions actually come from a chapter in Start Here, Start Now. So if you want more of that, you can check that book out. If you just want more life strategies from me, visit me on my blog at valerieburton.com/blog. I'll talk to you next time.